So how have you been involved with the effort to protect the property from development, and how will you work to that end in City Council?
I've been out since day one to help save Mount Manresa. I live in South Beach. It's a place where I visited as a high school student, go into retreats there. It's a beautiful, beautiful gem that we have here on Staten Island. Staten Island can't handle any more development. This area should have been downzoned years ago with the overdevelopment task force that was initiated back in 2003. I don't know why it was left out, but it was left out. And this is a huge issue, not only there, but also across the island when it comes to overdevelopment. This is a gem with the old growth trees like you mentioned, and it'll be horrific if it gets knocked down. Because not only that, we're not looking at our future infrastructure in that area. The streets can't handle the cars, so it'll be probably about 200 or 300 more cars. Which is going to damage the environment even further. We're going to have more people waiting at traffic lights. We don't have enough room in our schools currently. We don't have enough fire or police presence there. So this is something that we need to look into. You know, that's why as a candidate, I don't accept any money from any developers, because that way, from day one, once I get into City Hall, I can vote the way my community needs me to vote, the way my neighbors need me to vote, so we can preserve Staten Island. And and I'm going to stand by Mount Manresa 100%. And hopefully, what we do is, if I get into City Hall, we're going to fight to make sure the city purchases that land from the Salad Brothers, so we can preserve it as a park and for the community, and keep it the way it is.
So there's no question that Mount Manresa has to be saved. A few years ago, and Mount Manresa isn't exactly located in the 50th district; it's just outside. We were driving home from City Hall, and we were having a discussion on what would happen if Mount Manresa was sold. So we contacted city planning, and we asked them point blank to consider rezoning it, and they point blank came to our office and told us that wasn't possible. So we understand the importance of Mount Manresa. It's beautiful, the trees. We can't afford development there. We can't afford an influx of people, of cars. Every house now has 3 to 4 cars in it, traveling our streets. Our streets are overcrowded as it is. And Councilman Otto and I have been, from day one, supportive of saving Mount Manresa. The Jesuits are part to blame here. They could have reached out to us and had a meaningful dialogue before we got to this point. And the elected officials, who've been very effective time and time again of trying to broker deals, could have done the same here. But we have to work hard to make sure that this doesn't happen. And I'm a staunch supporter of Mount Manresa, and I don't want to see it go into development. And we will fight as best as we can to make sure that doesn't happen. We are working with Nicole Manitakis and Diane Savino as part of the lawsuit. We've contacted landmarks, so we are behind you 110%. We don't want to see Mount Manresa turn into development of houses, and we want to see it as a public park.
30 seconds.
Like I said before, there was a growth management task force that was initiated back in 2003, which Councilman Otto had served on. This property should have been downzoned back in 2003. Because, this is the issue here, is that it's Johnny-come-lately, where we are, behind the 8 ball here, and it's going to be too late. This should have been taken care of years ago, but it's difficult when we accept money from developers like the Salad Brothers, which most Republican candidates have received. So how can we properly legislate when we get to City Hall, at the City Hall level, and speak out against the people that have given us large sums of money?
To say that developers supporting a candidate has anything to do with Mount Manresa is disingenuous at best. None of us we will all support and fight for Mount Manresa. And to blame Councilman Otto and the Growth Management Task Force for not getting them done is disingenuous too. You weren't around the table in 2004 when this was happening. And we will be there for you. We will support Mount Manresa, and we'll do everything we can to make sure it doesn't turn into houses.